That wasn't an Australian accent at all. I'm really sorry to any Australians watching this. Someone had me rooting for a straight couple because I want to preach this woman's work like it's the Bible. That's really vulnerable. Hi guys, welcome to the book lab. I'm your book lab partner Anna, and today I'm back. We're back for a little video. I apologize for the 2-month-long hiatus. Caitlin and I are working college students, and spring term was apparently busy for us. But now I'm home. I rearranged my entire room the second full day I was home because I got home and I was like, there's something wrong. So now my bookcase is by the window, and now I have light, and I don't have to mess with the lighting a lot to try and make it look decent when it was over in that corner. Today, my plan is to tell you about and hopefully recommend some of my favorite books to you, because you know what? I want to talk about the things I like, and some of them I especially want to talk about. We're gonna get into that. I have a little over 10 or 11 books. So we're going to start off with a beloved. I think I mentioned this in our introduction video as one of my favorite YA fantasy series. And so here it is, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book I'm going to be talking about today. This is a YA fantasy about 6 teenagers, which you will often forget the fact that they are teenagers until you remember that the guy leading this gang, this crime gang, is a 17-year-old boy. And then you kind of have to pause for a second and be like, what, these are 17-year-olds? Yeah, they are. This is about 6 teenagers in this fictional world from the Grishaverse, which starts with Shadow and Bone. I don't think you need to read Shadow and Bone to understand this, because I read this before Shadow and Bone, and I think you can. This focuses less on the magic of the Grishaverse, whereas Shadow and Bone does. So you'll be fine. Anyway, these 6 teenagers, they are hired for a heist to rescue some. I think it's a researcher's son or something from a super high security ICE prison. It's super great. I love this series. This is a duology. It's Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is the second book. I first read this super early into quarantine in 2020 when I was 15. So I was in the prime time to get insanely emotionally attached to some characters, and oh boy did I. I've really been wanting to reread this lately, especially because I finally got my mom to read it. She read this and the King of Scars duology, which I haven't read. And I really want to reread this, so maybe I'll try to do that this summer. But yeah, for me, this is just ultimate YA fantasy. It's so much fun. It has great characters, good plot, high stakes and tension. It's awesome. It's really good. If you haven't read it and you like fantasy, or if you're trying to get into fantasy, I think this is a great place to start, because it's not super high intense fantasy. It's pretty easy. It's kind of more like an urban fantasy. It's it takes place in a fictional world, but it mostly takes place in a city, and it's not super medieval stuff. It's kind of more not really steampunk, but kind of industrial not Amsterdam. No, it is Amsterdam. Industrial Amsterdam. So yeah, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I love this book to pieces. I think it's such a good example of good fantasy that doesn't have to be cringe or too romance heavy. I don't know. That's I'm not ragging on romance heavy fantasies, because I do like those, but this, I almost kissed the book. I don't really want to do that. This, so good. Oh boy, starting off really awkwardly. Next book I'm going to introduce you to is a YA contemporary that I am really emotionally attached to, even though it's kind of weird and it's odd. But that book is How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox. This is about an Australian teenager That wasn't an Australian accent at all. I'm really sorry to any Australians watching this. This is about an Australian teenage girl named Biz. She has a dead dad. She can see her dad's ghost, but then one day her dad's ghost disappears and she kind of spirals. Like, this is an emotional roller coaster book. I'll be so honest. And it's kind of really discombobulating because, like, it's a book, like, about mental health and grief, and, like, the way that she experiences it, because it is first person, and, like, you're super deep in Biz's head, you sometimes don't know what's going on. I can sort of explain why I like this so much. It's, like, kind of relatable to me. And, side note, I love the cover. The cover's really pretty. I think the cover's honestly probably what drew me to this. Yeah, it hits really hard for me. It's, oh my god. I love when I just immediately open to, like, the most heartbreaking part of the book, but it is a part of the book I do kind of want to show you. So the writing style in this is pretty interesting. This isn't spoilers, but, like, I just want to show you because maybe it'll get you interested. Like, the book is in, okay, yeah, there's apparently some really short chapters. I forgot about that. The chapters aren't numbered either. Yeah, it's like normal prose, whatever. But during the climax, things get weird. The POV kind of switches and goes into verse instead of prose. I just want to show you this. I hope this is centered on the screen. This is the word dad repeated over 240 times across these 2 pages. If that interests you, you should check it out. I just think it's, like, a beautiful emotional piece, and it sees me. I see Biz and I see Biz and Biz sees me. So that's How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox. Okay, next. This is the part I'm most excited about because I'm here to tell you about one of my favorite authors that isn't very well known. And I just want to hype her up a little. I'm, like, one of her biggest fans. I love her so much. I mentioned her in our introduction video. And that author is Nikki Palprito. And the first series I'm going to tell you about by her is... Oh, God. Wait. Do you like my random collection of characters up here? It's where I have room. The first series of hers I want to tell you about is the Crown of Feathers trilogy. This is a YA fantasy with phoenixes. If you were getting bored of all the dragon craze, here's some phoenixes. I also love the art on this book. It's awesome. I also love the cover for the 3rd book, which I haven't finished. I want to tell you about this book because I think this is a really solid YA fantasy series. And I think it deserves more love. Anyway, here's the summary. This is a YA fantasy, as I said, in a world with phoenixes. Main character Veronica and her sister Val, they are looking for phoenix riders, which supposedly don't exist anymore, but, like, they definitely do. They were supposedly wiped out by, like, the Empire's army or something, but they still exist. They find a phoenix egg, they briefly have a baby phoenix, and then shit goes wrong, things go down, the two separate, and then Veronica tries to join the Phoenix Riders, but she finds out that for some weird reason that I don't really remember, girls aren't allowed to join, so she disguises herself as a boy, a la Mulan, to be able to join the Phoenix Riders, because it's, like, her dream to be a Phoenix Rider. Like, her entire life, I think Val has kind of been, like, hyping up Phoenix Riders and stuff, and they're like, we need to find them, and so Veronica's like, I need to find them, I need to be a Phoenix Rider, and so that's, like, her main motivation. She doesn't, like, become a rider, but she becomes, like, a stable boy, I guess. At, like, what's it called? Veronica becomes, like, a stable hand at the Eyrie. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's E-Y-R-I-E. I'm gonna say it's Eyrie. The Eyrie. Where the Phoenix Riders are. She becomes friends with the commander's son, who ironically is afraid of fire. Which makes him kind of an interesting little softie. The Empire's army shows up at some point. That is probably spoilers, but things happen. It's fun. I will be honest, I don't like, at least in the first book, I don't love the main plot line with Veronica. I think Veronica, she's not like a super, like, she's not a super interesting main character. I'll be so real. I think I like her better in the second book, from what I remember. This book is from 2019. I read this in COVID, so yeah. The main reason I love this series is actually because of the B plot. The B plot follows a secondary set of characters, and the secondary couple, which is technically spoilers a little bit, but the tension between the secondary couple, and the secondary couple's gay, which is obviously like immediate bonus points for me. Immediate bonus points for me. I love the B plot and the B plot couple. It's so good. They are the main reason I love this series. There are some scenes in the second book, Heart of Flames, that genuinely, sometimes I will go back and reread their chapters because they're so good. Dude, I can't explain it. I just love them so much. Aside from that, I also really like the world in this series. It's like super, like, it has a really rich history. There's like a historical timeline in here. There's like a strong theme of like sisterhood and family, which is super fun. I just really like this series. Have I finished the third book? No, remember, because I showed you my bookmark that's in it. I don't really know why I haven't finished this. Like, I got this in 2021 when it came out. I just never finished it. I think it's kind of slow. That is something I have seen in like reviews of the series. That's like, it is a little slow, which is fair, but I still think it's really good. And I really want you to read this, please. I want more people to read this. It's a super fun, kind of tense, high fantasy that isn't centered around romance, and it's phoenixes instead of dragons if you want to spice it up a little bit. The next thing I want to tell you about is another series by Nikki Pauprito. It's a little easier to get into than Crown of Feathers. Crown of Feathers is kind of like really dense and slow at the beginning, but the next book, the next duology I want to tell you about, I think is a lot of fun. And that is Bonesmith, of course, by Nikki Pauprito. This is a YA fantasy where the main girl, Ren, has bone magic. She's a bonesmith. Would you believe it? She's a bonesmith. And she's basically like, she like messes up like a trial that happens in the first chapter. Like she does something like horribly wrong. I think, from what I remember. I read this like 2 years ago or something. And she's exiled to a land of ghosts. What's the place called? She's exiled to the Breachlands. Yeah, she becomes in a plot involving like a golden prince boy who is more prevalent in book 2 if you end up liking him. He's not in this a whole lot. He is in book 2 more. And an enemy Ironsmith, which are the people that live in this region that like, the Bonesmiths and the Ironsmiths historically hate each other. So she ends up having to work with this Ironsmith named Julian. And there's like an underlying political plot, and there's like uncovering a strange power in this place called the Breach, right? Yes, the Breach, where it's basically just an area like infested with ghost power and stuff. There's like fun ghosts, combat, and lore and stuff. I think the first book is so fun. This is a bit more like lighthearted than Crown of Feathers, I think. I think this is just that's a fun time. The energy that she gave the secondary gay couple in here, in Crown of Feathers, she funneled that into Ren and Julian, and oh my god, I ate up their dynamic. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, Ren is like a cocky, overconfident fighter who like craves validation more than like anyone in the world. And Julian's just like the mysterious bad boy who like, even though they're supposed to be enemies, he keeps saving her life. I just really like their dynamic, and kind of like with the gay couple in Crown of Feathers, there are like 2 or 3 scenes in here that I have reread because I just think they're really good. Like the tension's really good. Someone had me rooting for a straight couple, and I am not a straight woman. had me kicking my feet sometimes, which is impressive. Yeah, I think this is super fun if you want like a fun fantasy that this is compared to Gideon the Ninth and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, which I haven't read either of those things, so that doesn't mean anything to me. But according to the one singular review I've seen in this book, like literally I finished this book, the next day I went on TikTok, saw a review about this book and was like, oh my god, someone read it! Because like no one's ever heard of Nikki Palprito's work, and that's the main reason why I'm making this video, because I want you to hear about it. But they were like, yeah, no, it's apparently really similar to Gideon the Ninth and the Jon Snow thing. But I haven't read those, so again, that wasn't a problem for me. So yeah, I think it's really fun. I will say the second book, Bonesmith, was missing some of the magic for me. I don't know. It was just like slower paced or something. I didn't like the second book as much, but like I think the first book, it was just a really fun time. Yeah, I still recommend it if you want to check it out. I think it's a solid like 4.5 star fantasy. I love it a lot. I think more people should read Nikki Palprito, and that is genuinely the main reason I made this video. Because I want to preach this woman's work like it's the Bible. Next, taking a shift away from high fantasy to a low fantasy kind of urban thing. Got more gay people in here. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Next up is an ultimate comfort book of mine, and I will not apologize for it. It's Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This is awesome. I mean, granted, I first read this in freshman year of high school, so I was like peak age for getting like utterly absorbed into and obsessed with queer media at the time. I adore this. I think it's so much fun. This is like a gay, like academic rivals to allies to lovers in a magical school. There's maybe vampires. I need to finish this series actually. It's a trilogy, and the next books are Wayward Son and Any Way the Wind Blows. Haven't read Any Way the Wind Blows yet. Literally got it as soon as it came out. Haven't read it yet. Don't know why. I struggle with finishing series. Let's say that. Carry On is just a comfort read to me. I've read this twice now, and I'm occasionally struck with the desire to keep reading it. to reread it again. Because I just think it's really fun. It's such a fun time. I love it so much. I don't have as much to say about this. You've also maybe heard of it. It's decently popular. Dude, I don't know how to talk about these things. I had like a lot prepped for the Nikki Palprito books, and so now it's just like, and this is the book, this is what it's about, why I like it, and yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's just an emotional support book. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. My next book is if you took Carry On, took out the magic, made it adult, and made it political. Well, technically any gay book is kind of political, but you add actual politics, you get Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Another comfort gay book for me, also read early in high school. This is an absolutely ridiculous book. Like the first son of the United States, like the son of the president, who, oh my god, I wish he was president right now. Ellen Claremont for president, please. The first son of the United States, ex the Prince of England. And they kind of hate each other. They have to pretend to be friends, and then they kind of fall in love. And it's political hijinks. I love this story. I've read this like twice now. We'll say, like, I didn't love the sex stuff in here, because this is an adult romance. Didn't love the sex stuff because I'm an asexual lesbian. But it's fine. It's not that bad. Don't think too hard about this and how crazy it is. You're reading this to have a good time, and a good time you will have. I love this book. It's also, yeah, comfort book. Love it. And just a wild, good time. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I feel like I can't talk. Next we have something that is completely different. It's still adult, but it is like complete opposite. It's like the complete opposite of Red, White, and Royal Blue. That book is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is like the best fantasy I've ever read. In my opinion, it's so cool. It's so cool. This is impeccable high fantasy with magic centered around the earth and like rocks and seismology and stuff. Which like does not sound convincing at all, but it is really cool. The descriptions of the magic are also really cool. And like the whole catalyst of the main like present plot is the world is ending. An apocalyptic geological thing has happened and the world is ending. This is how the world ends for the last time. It's dense, the characters are complex, the world is fascinating, the plot is really good and tense. It is, you just need to read this. I think you should read this. It can be difficult to read, like it will take a second to understand, like especially in the prologue. The prologue has very interesting point of view. Part of the reason I'm so fascinated by this is the point of view in this, like the tabs that are in this, all of 2 tabs that I have in here, are because I use this as a source for a craft essay on point of view. The point of view is really cool. I mean, hey, if you can stand second person, there are 3 point of views in this book, and one of them is second person, but it is done so well. I love it so much. This is a trilogy, the next book. This is the Broken Earth trilogy, by the way. I do intend to finish it soon. Like, I can borrow Stone Sky from the library whenever I want because there's no one waiting for it, which is sad. There should always be people waiting for this. This is awesome, and you need to read it. Read Black Fantasy. Can I read to you the first line of the prologue? Because I love it so much. Prologue is called You Are Here. The first line is, let's start with the end of the world, why don't we? Get it over with and move on to more interesting things. And then it's like, there's a woman crying over her son who was killed by her husband. It's dark. This is a really dark fantasy. I will be honest, it is really dark in terms of like its themes and stuff. Read this. Read this. This is required reading for my class. Class on what? I don't know. That's The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I will be finishing the series soon, hopefully sometime this summer. Yeah. I love this series. The next book, it's not fantasy. It's scary. It's also dark. It is Changing All Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. This is like it's form thoughts, okay? Let's not sound like a blathering idiot. This is a very dark, very, very violent dystopian about the American prison industrial complex. If it became entertainment for the public, like kind of like a televised hard action sports show, and the absolutely just utterly horrific things that happen to the people who are forced to play these games, like these gladiator style tournaments. They're fighting for their freedom, but they will probably die trying to get it. This is fascinating. It's really important. It's really dark. It's really well done. Like, it is hard to read. I will be so honest. This took me a while to read. Like, it's not that long. It's only 300 something pages. Okay, it's only 400 pages. This is 400 pages? But I think it's an incredibly important book to read. And just also aside from that, these tabs are also because I use this as a source in that essay I just talked about. The point of view in this is really interesting. You get a lot of head hopping in third person, and like you get world building through the point of view. Like, it's not just like you're being told the world building, you are seeing it because you are jumping into the eyes of like someone on the board of executives for this program. You're jumping into the head of an activist, of an absolutely crazy fan of the show. It's awesome. Okay, I feel weird calling it awesome. It's really brutal. It is really brutal. But it's so good. I cannot recommend this enough. Just be careful. Just be careful reading it. Because like I said, it's really dark, really violent. characters are so interesting. The main characters are criminals. They did commit crimes, but like you feel empathy for them because they are like experiencing an utterly horrific thing that is part of like the moral ethical question of this book, is like how to like sympathize with people who have committed crimes but they're now in worse situations. I feel like I'm not doing a good job selling this. I'm sorry. This is really good, really important, and you should read it. Also required reading. We are taking another very different turn. This is going to be the one nonfiction book in here because I don't read a whole lot of nonfiction. I'd like to. This is a memoir. I have 2 more unread memoirs down on my bottom shelf. If you saw our introduction video, if you saw my ranking my books of 2024 list, you will recognize this book, but this is my favorite book of 2024, and that is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a memoir about Machado's experience in an abusive same-sex relationship, which is something that's not like written about, acknowledged very much. It's written in a non-linear, really unique style, like this. Like in some of the chapters do look like this. I love this book. It's hard. It's heartbreaking. It's scary, but it's very real and well done. It fits my tastes very well. I think this is also like really important to read because, like I said, abusive same-sex relationships aren't like acknowledged very much by law or in the media, and like, so this is primarily about her experience, but there are some chapters that are basically kind of like essays that actually cite from like factual sources. They use statistics. They talk about, most of them I think are about like court cases. It's also kind of like a psychological suspense story until you remember it's real, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's a must read. Please. I mean, it might not be for everyone, but it's good. It's worth it. It's important. You should read it. Next is a series that is like super popular again because a new book just came out. Yes, I have read it. I will review it in a wrap-up at some point this summer. I don't know if I'll do a June one. I've only read 4 books this season, so. Anyway, next is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I would say yes, I am a Hunger Games fan. I am a Hunger Games bitch, but I'm apparently not compared to some other people. Regardless, this is always important. This is always relevant. It's always really good. It's always incredibly done. Liked it when I was 11. Didn't understand a lot of it. I reread it a year and a half ago after getting my wisdom teeth pulled. Got my wisdom teeth pulled and I was glued to the couch and I binge read the Hunger Games series again. The Hunger Games, if you don't know what it's about a dystopian America, except it's not called America, it's called Pan Am, where every year they have this tournament-style games called the Hunger Games, where one boy and one girl from each of the 12 districts are reaped, and they're put in this arena after they parade around the Capitol looking pretty like little pets. They're put in an arena and they have to kill each other. And the winner takes all, and I'll be honest, I appreciate this so much to the extent that I sometimes feel weird saying how much I love the Hunger Games, because like, I'm sure this is something that like people think about. I hope this is something people think about when they're reading this series, that like us reading this series kind of makes us like the people in the Capitol, and that we are reading about these horrific things for entertainment. It can be iffy. Depends on how self-aware you want to be. But I also like, you read this to understand why that's bad. So I have read Sunrise on the Reaping. I enjoyed it. I was not as emotionally devastated because I'm an emotionally stunted person. I don't know. That's really vulnerable. I don't know what else. There's like nothing new that really can be said about this series. Like, it's been around for over 15 years, and if you haven't read it by now, I think you got it. It's not that long. It's only 300 something pages. It's always relevant and always worth reading. The Hunger Games. The last book that I want to tell you about is completely random. These last 3 books in the Dream House Hunger Games and then this next one are kind of random, but I'm here to tell you about the stuff that I like, and this is something I love. But the last thing I want to talk about is the manga series Noragami by Adachi Choka. This is an urban fantasy about a girl who's half dead, some gods, some monsters, really lovable characters, some really heartbreaking plots, and yeah, the manga is apparently over. I don't really know how it ends. I really like to finish reading this. I really want to finish collecting it. I only have 5 volumes. It's not a super popular, it has a devoted fan base, I will say, but they're kind of quieter. It's not that popular. It should be more popular. It's really good. The anime is also good. I want a 3rd season of the anime so bad, but it's been 10 years. But it's been over 10 years since season 2 of the show came out, so I don't think I'm ever getting to season 3, which sucks. But that's okay. Yeah, I've been really emotionally attached to this world and these characters since I was 12. So that was 8 or 9 years ago. I can't move on. You should check it out. It's Noragami. It's fun. That's all I have for you today. Those are all the books that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to claim as my favorites. There were other books I wanted to talk about, Psalm for the Wild Bill, One Dark Window, Frankenstein. Those were originally on my list, but I was like, it's too long. It's already too long of a list, so this is what I ended up with. Thank you for stopping by and listening to me talk about my favorite books. I hope you've gotten some recommendations from this. Please read Crown of Feathers. Please, I want to talk to people about this, but no one else has read them. Caitlin, other person I share this channel with, I gave you a copy of Crown of Feathers. You should read it, and when you read it, you should tell me, because I'm fully willing to reread this. That was a minor threat, not whatever. I hope to see you in the book lab again soon. Again, I apologize for our 2-month-long disappearance, but we're home for the summer now, and even though I'm going to be in another country for over a month and Caitlin's working, we will hopefully keep posting. Again, for the millionth time, thank you for stopping by. My name is Anna, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!